Hello, today I'm going to be showing you how to make sticky toffee pudding. The ingredients you will need is silver spoon caster sugar. You will need some maple syrup. You will need baking powder by Sainsbury's. Not by Sainsbury's, but I've just chosen by Sainsbury's. You can choose anyone you like. Some self-raising flour, 3 medium eggs, and a low-calorie cooking spray. You're also going to need a cooking bowl, I recommend you use the see-through one because in my experience that is the best one I can find. And you'll be needing a mixing spoon. Obviously I can find a mixing spoon over there. So I'm going to come over here and show you what you'll be needing. You'll be needing a wooden mixing spoon. Get ready by putting the mixing spoon into the bowl. If I were you, I would put all the ingredients onto one side of the table or whatever working space you have, so you have room to make your mess. By the way, that was a joke. You're going to start off by heating the oven to 190 degrees Celsius, and then you are going to get some cupcake cases, and you will start. Wait, let me just lay this out. I'll be back in a minute. Sorry, but while I'm getting my ingredient, I'll be talking to you about the tips about baking. When you're listening to a recipe, never do what the recipe has told you before they have finished their sentence. Otherwise, you may have to start again. So I'm getting the low-calorie spray and shake it about 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and spray it. 2 sprays. Shake it, if not a lot comes out. This one is basically nearly finished, so I'm not surprised. Sorry about this. But if you're having problems, you can only do 1 if you want. And if barely any is coming out, you can unscrew the lid and maybe just put your hand on top and tip it over, and then you will have some of the spray on your hands. And you just want to get the spray and just individually put the oil in each cupcake case. This might take a while because you want to get every single corner of the case because these are going to rise in the oven. I think a gas oven is probably the best oven, but obviously not everyone has a gas oven, so you can use whatever oven you have. If you have a different type of oven, I would recommend putting the heat a little bit lower because gas ovens are quite strong. But if you have an oven that you know is stronger than a gas oven, maybe you could put that one a bit lower or higher. It depends what type of oven you have. Now, time for the next step. Just gonna wash my hands, or I don't want to waste your time, so I'm going to get a tea towel and just dry my hands like so. While you are touching oil, I would recommend not to do the next step with dirty hands because you might have a recipe that tastes like oil. So I'm going to do the next step. I'm going to show you, which is put all the ingredients in a mixing bowl, the one that I just showed you. So all the ingredients is the caster sugar, the eggs, the flour and the baking soda. You're probably thinking you haven't mentioned the maple syrup, but that is because you want to put in all of these ingredients, but don't put in the maple syrup yet. Put in the flour, the baking powder, the eggs and the sugar, but don't put in the maple syrup. I'm going to just show you what I'm doing. I'll move the spoon out of the way, don't you worry. I'm going to move my cupcake cases and I'll get to work. You are going to want 75 grams of the self-raising flour, and let me just get my measuring cups. They're not actually measuring cups, they're actually bottles, but if you have ounces instead of grams, 75 ounces in grams is 2.5 ounces. Most measuring cups that come with ounces, this is my measuring cup, it's actually a baby bottle. Most measuring cups that are ounces, they do normally show grams as well, but maybe you just have a different one. I don't know, I'm not going to judge. So I am putting in my flour. This one is pre-sieved, so I don't need to sieve it. Obviously, if your packet does not say it is pre-sieved, I wouldn't put it in without sieving it. I just want to stir it so we can get an even amount. Then you want to put in the caster sugar. I will show you to show you I'm not lying. I have been baking. Oh, sorry, I haven't told you. You only want 3 tablespoons of caster sugar because we don't want it to be too sweet. This is supposed to be a healthy recipe, that's why you want a low-calorie cooking spray. That's 1, that's 2, and that's 3. Once you've put in the flour and the sugar, you just want to mix for a few seconds when you can't see any sugar anymore and it just looks like normal flour. If you want to go in with your hands, that's fine. My hands are already quite dirty, but I wouldn't put my hands in if I were you, because next you're going to want to put in the baking powder. You only want 1 teaspoon. I know that isn't much. I can't find a teaspoon right now, so I'm just going to put a tiny bit of the tablespoon. Gonna put that in and just mix that in thoroughly, when you make the pudding, it doesn't taste salty. If I were you, I would probably take out the spoon for this part, because I'm going to put in the eggs. I have 3 medium eggs, and you want to put in 1 at a time. If you have one, get a small fork or whisk and crack the egg in a small bowl. I have this blue one. Sorry, I moved the camera and one of my eggs just fell. That was a bit of a fail. And one of my eggs just fell again. I'm really sorry, but I'm only learning. This is my first YouTube video. So I'm going to crack the egg. Yes, I'm doing this with one hand, so don't be surprised if I get some shell in, and obviously I did. You want to take out any shell, and you want to have 1 egg in the bowl. Get the small fork or whisk and just whisk it until you can't see any egg whites and it is just the yellow. You want to pour in the egg but don't stir it in yet, because otherwise it will be too liquidy of a mixture. Right now I'm just cracking in the egg again, and if you're not bothered to go to the bin, then just get a cup and put all the eggshells in there. Don't worry, I'm not putting them on the table. I'm not as messy as you think. Pour in the second one, and obviously next put in the third one. I was just cracking the egg there. If you didn't know what that banging sound was, I do have a wooden table, so don't be surprised. Just whisk it until you can only see orange, so I'm not trying to, and then pour it in the bowl. That is all the ingredients that you're going to need for now. If you want a sweet pudding, you can put a bit of extra sugar and then mix that in thoroughly. If you have warm flour or warm sugar, the egg will turn into scrambled egg and it won't go very well. So I would recommend sugar, baking powder and flour is all cold and not warm. You want to stir it in thoroughly until you can't see any flour on the edges. This might take a minute, but in the end you'll get there. This only serves 4, as you can see. It's not much. I know my baking tray had 6, but don't make any extra mixture. This is all you'll need if you only want 4. Obviously, if you want more than 4, do double. You can try the mixture to see if you like it. And I think I am happy with my taste. actually, I think I want a bit more sugar, but don't add too much sugar because you are going to be adding the maple syrup, and maple syrup is really sweet. So just mix that in. You can just get your fingers, get a bit messy, but it's okay. You can wash your hands obviously. Put the spoon aside and get out the cupcake cases that we oiled earlier. Obviously get a cloth and wipe your fingers if you did want to be a bit cheeky and taste it. But this should be your finished result. A yellow mixture that isn't too sweet. This recipe is quite healthy, so if you want you can add more sugar. This is what the mixture should look like. Now if I come over here to the cooker where I'm going to be putting in the mixture into the cupcake cases. Yes, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cases, but this might only serve 4 or maybe even less. You only want to put a little bit of mixture in each case to make sure that you serve 4. One, 2, 3, 4. I actually do have a bit of leftover mixture. I'm quite surprised. So you can make 5 if you have enough mixture. It depends how big the tins are, or cases, whatever you want to call it. I actually had enough mixture for 6. I'm quite surprised because it didn't look like that much mixture. And then you want to get your maple syrup and put just a little bit of maple syrup on each mixture. Don't put too much because then it will actually be too sweet. You can get a spoon and just evenly kind of mix the mixture with the golden syrup. And I am telling you now, don't blame me in the comments if you don't mix the maple syrup. It will become like it won't cook in the time I'm about to tell you. Don't call me a fake YouTuber because I'm not. I know I'm not. I'm not even editing this video. I'm just leaving it how it is. Okay, now you have the mixture. Open the oven. Oh, the whole time there's a pan in there. Sorry. Let me just get it out. Oh, it's full of oil. Must be really hot. Okay, so I'm gonna see how I can show you this. Okay, perfect. So I would get 2 oven gloves. These are snakes. As you can see, I have bitten them. I've got a bit of a chew. But put in the sticky toffee pudding mixture and then put it in the oven for 20 minutes. Once they are done, you can put custard on if you like. You can just buy it from the shop or you can make it yourself. Thank you for watching my baking video and goodbye.